Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
The Duchess of Sussex shared a photo of herself cuddling her daughter on Instagram and a never-before-seen picture from her birth.
The worldwide privacy tour on South Park, it's come to life. That's what we're witnessing in this hospital room right here.
Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim. Yeah, that's totally me.
What happens when a cartoon says the one thing no one in Hollywood dares to say out loud? When the jokes cut so deep, the person being mocked actually tries to shut it down? That's exactly what just happened with Meghan Markle.
I want to play you the first of these South Park clips and get you to react.
Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving twife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir? My Instagram-loving twife has always wanted her privacy!
5 minutes later.
The latest South Park episode didn't just poke fun, it pulled back the curtain on her entire public image. While fans were laughing, something serious was happening underneath. Meghan's carefully built brand, one full of filtered photos, soft lighting, and dreamy captions, started to fall apart. And suddenly, this wasn't just a joke anymore. It looked like the cartoon had hit a truth no one else dared to say.
This one brilliantly exposes some of the Sussexes' laughable hypocrisy. Watch.
Ooh, what's this? Meghan Markle just posted a photo. Running lines with my love. Hashtag working actor. Ugh, she's not even on a set. That's it. I'm muting her.
To understand why Meghan's team is reportedly panicking behind the scenes, you have to look at the bigger picture. Meghan was once seen as the perfect mix of Hollywood charm and royal grace. She seemed open, honest, and focused on causes that mattered. Her brand looked peaceful, warm, and relatable, like a Pinterest board come to life. But over time, people started asking questions. Her as-ever product line of jams and teas claimed to be selling out fast. But there were no receipts, no customer reviews, and no videos of people using the products. It was all just pictures and captions. No one could find the actual product.
The couple have been begging for privacy, and South Park has done a parody of this, and apparently it has really upset Meghan Markle.
Your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
The story didn't add up, and South Park noticed. Then came the video, the one where Meghan dances through a hospital hallway with a big pregnancy bump, while Harry holds what looks like a smoothie. It was meant to be sweet and emotional, but to many people online, it looked fake. It looked like a performance, and South Park went all in. They turned the moment into a wild parody, making it bigger, funnier, and honestly more accurate than anyone expected. But this cartoon wasn't just making jokes, it was showing people what they already suspected, that Meghan wasn't sharing her life. She was producing it.
Meghan Markle has posted a cringy video of her and Prince Harry dancing in a hospital.
That man loves me so much. He's also a fox.
Her story wasn't personal, it was content, and that's when everything started to fall apart. You probably think this is where the story ends. You're wrong. Here's where things really start to go downhill. Meghan Markle didn't laugh off the South Park episode like a good sport. Instead, reports say her team went into full panic mode. They tried to stop the episode from airing by reaching out to the studio behind it, Paramount, and even sent legal letters asking them to pull it. But here's the problem. This is South Park. These are the same people who've made fun of Oprah, Tom Cruise, and even religions. They're not the kind of show that backs down when someone complains. If anything, they hit harder. So when Meghan tried to shut them down, all it did was make them promote the episode even more. Now it's being used as the highlight of their new season, and the internet is eating it up.
These two are not sincere people. They say that they want their privacy while going on every television show, writing books, doing 6 hours of Netflix. They're not very likable, and people are tired of them.
It's so quiet and empty here. If we moved her, then people would think we're really serious about wanting to be normal. It does seem perfect, doesn't it?
But while Meghan was focused on fighting cartoons, the internet started looking into something else, her new business. You've probably heard of it, As ever, her cozy jam and tea brand, it was supposed to be her comeback, her peaceful post-royal life. But when she claimed the products had sold out again, people started asking questions. Where's the website? Where are the receipts? Where are the reviews? The answer? Nowhere. No one could find any proof the products were even available. No one saw anyone using them. It felt more like a photo shoot than a real company. Even some of her supporters were confused. They wanted to believe her, but the facts just weren't there. The more people looked, the more it felt like this business existed only on Instagram.
This might be the smallest palace I've ever been in.
An apartment, so.
Yes, an apartment palace, I know that.
Prince Harry allowing a video like that so private to be put into the public domain to try and make some sort of point is equally awful.
What matters is what we have on the inside.
They nailed it. They nailed it.
I think he goes on to say, so you wrote a book talking about your family. Does that not make you a journalist too? And then they kind of stare at each other like dumbfounded. Do you see any of the real Diana in Meghan? Did you?
No.
Really?
No. Sorry.
And then came the podcast claim that pushed it even further. Meghan said her kids, Archie and Lilibet, had started making and selling their own homemade treats at a local farmer's market. Cute, right? But again, no proof, no photos, no videos, no stories. This is someone who photographs her every avocado toast and candle moment, but now there's nothing? Not even one picture of a chalkboard sign or a tiny hand holding a jam jar? Fans started realizing something big. Meghan doesn't seem to live her brand. She just promotes it. The jam, the garden life, the real mom image, it all felt more like a character than a person. And South Park? They just said out loud what millions were starting to think.
This particular episode was quite scathing in the grains of truth that it held. You know, I'm not sure how the Sussexes are taking it. Obviously, it is a cartoon, but there's so many moments of truth in that episode that makes it so funny.
And then they put out pictures of Lilibet, but it doesn't. You see her half covered.
Right.
But what you always see is Meghan. So it's all about Meghan again.
But here's the kicker. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they're the last people you can intimidate.
This isn't a business, it's a photo op. Now here's where things really start falling apart. Even Hollywood, where Meghan was once treated like the next big star, is slowly stepping away. She used to be everywhere. Magazine covers, interviews, new projects. But lately, it's gone quiet. No new brand deals, no big event appearances, and no major producers rushing to work with her. Why? Because Hollywood doesn't like risk, and Meghan's image has started to look risky. The South Park episode didn't just embarrass her, it made people realize how fragile her brand really is.
Hey.
Did you know it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Must be an American thing.
It's not.
But wait, watch this. Amazing, right?
Can we rally him up here and finally have our own privacy? My love, I will do anything for your privacy.
Yeah, I loved it.
When a cartoon can say more truth in 20 minutes than a PR team can in 2 years, the people who once wanted to work with you start to back away. And the episode didn't just joke about Meghan, it exposed the whole system she was trying to play. That moment where cartoon Meghan is dancing in a hospital hallway while a fake director yells, "More emotion?" It was funny because it felt real. It wasn't just mocking one moment, it was showing how so many of her big life events seem produced. Like they're being filmed for a commercial instead of being lived.
It is uncomfortable, but I don't think, because she's done this before for photos, I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
way too big. It's way too big.
And sort of too low as well.
Yeah, it's like a metre out there. I mean, it looks the wrong shape.
Where's she going to give birth there? Through her knees or something? I mean, that is too low.
The soft lighting, the careful poses, the overly perfect captions, it's all starting to feel more like acting than real life. And the truth is, people can tell. What used to come across as relatable now feels scripted. Meghan keeps saying she wants to be seen and heard, but everything she shares looks like it went through a brand filter first. And here's the big reveal. This isn't just about a cartoon or a brand. It's about what happens when someone tries to turn their life into a product. Meghan has tried on so many roles: royal outsider, podcast host, entrepreneur, mother, tea-loving businesswoman, but none of them seem to stick because they all feel temporary, like costumes instead of real life. In psychology, there's even a term for it: chameleon behavior. It's when someone keeps changing who they are to get approval. And that's exactly what South Park showed.
You mentioned, where's this beloved privacy that they talk about?
Yeah.
We want privacy! We want privacy!
They don't want attention. This is just so attention. This is all about her. It's not about Lilibet.
Their Meghan character was 10 different people in one scene, not because it's funny, but because it's accurate. That's what makes the episode so powerful. It's not just making fun of her, it's showing how lost her image has become. Meghan didn't just lose control of the message, she became the message, and now the whole world is watching it play out in real time. Here's when everything starts to really unravel. Meghan's business, as ever, was meant to be her big return, something wholesome, relaxing, and different from all the drama. The brand looked perfect: soft colors, lemon trees, handwritten notes. It gave off the feeling of calm and comfort. But when people looked closer, they couldn't find anything real. There was no online store, no product list, no reviews, and not a single video of Meghan using her own products. No morning tea moments, no toast with her homemade jam, nothing. It looked less like a business and more like a brand photo shoot that never went anywhere.
You can't sue a cartoon. It's satire. It is what it is. South Park has done episodes on the royal family, on the royal wedding of Kate and William, for instance. So it's not something that they would be able to sue about. And I genuinely just don't believe it, really.
Meghan didn't seem interested in building a company. She just wanted to be seen as the kind of person who would. And then, just like clockwork, the South Park parody dropped. But it wasn't just silly, it was smart. They didn't mock her for being a mom, they mocked the way she turned real-life moments into carefully staged performances. That infamous hospital hallway video? South Park blew it up into a scene so over the top it made the real version look even worse. Why? Because it showed what many people were already thinking, that Meghan wasn't capturing a memory, she was creating one for likes. The episode didn't attack her life, it attacked the idea that her life was now a stage, a place where nothing happens unless it's picture perfect. That's what made people uncomfortable.
They're putting themselves on the world stage using expensive PR while demanding privacy, while writing books, while being on Oprah that had 50 million viewers. People who want privacy don't do that. You live your life quietly in privacy. So it's such hypocrisy. I think they did a brilliant job.
And suddenly, the sweet, relatable Meghan didn't feel so real anymore. But the biggest problem wasn't the episode. It was Meghan's reaction to it. Instead of brushing it off, she reportedly went full panic mode. Legal threats, phone calls to executives, messages demanding the episode be pulled. But South Park doesn't play by royal rules. The more Meghan tried to shut it down, the more attention it got. And Paramount? They didn't pull the episode. They promoted it. They made it the main event of the season. Meghan tried to take back control, but she just made the whole situation bigger. She didn't just lose the fight, she gave her critics more fuel. In trying to stop the story, she accidentally made herself the star of it. And now, what started as a cartoon joke has become a real-life turning point, and not in the way Meghan planned. So now we've reached the final act. And the most surprising part? Meghan Markle isn't telling the story anymore.
They say they hate journalists. Harry hates journalists. But to pay PR who say what you want and who, shape social perception in your favor while also disparaging and lying about others, thereby reaching their privacy. I think the whole, worldwide privacy tour is hysterical.
The people behind South Park are. A few cartoon characters just did what no interview, podcast, or press release could. They pulled back the curtain. They showed us the Meghan that's been hiding in plain sight. Not a bad person, not a villain, but someone who's turned her entire life into a brand. A brand that looks beautiful, but starts to fall apart the moment you ask for something real. The soft lighting, the polished captions, the perfect poses, none of that matters if people no longer believe what they're seeing. And that's exactly what's happening now. The image Meghan spent years building is starting to break, not because of one cartoon, but because people are finally seeing through it. Her team is reportedly working overtime to fix things. Maybe planning a new interview, a new podcast, another truth-telling moment to set the record straight.
I've read Spare. I've read it cover to cover. They are a damaged couple. They are people in trauma. If you think about it, Meghan got everything she wanted. She got the husband, she got the children, she got the HRA. She got everything that allowed her to rise up and have that global recognition that we know how badly she wanted that.
But the truth is, it may be too late. People aren't waiting for her to explain anymore. They've already made up their minds. They've seen the pattern, a story that always sounds good, always looks polished, but never quite feels honest. The jam brand that no one's tasted, the farmer's market that no one's seen, the heartfelt moments that feel like ads. Meghan didn't lose control because she made a mistake. She lost control because people stopped buying into the version of herself she was selling. And maybe that's the biggest lesson here. Not just for Meghan, but for anyone trying to live their life as a brand. At some point, if it all feels like a performance, people will stop clapping. The South Park episode wasn't just funny, it was revealing. It didn't make fun of Meghan for being a woman or a mom or someone with ambition. It made fun of how she turned those things into content, how everything felt produced, and the moment she tried to fight it, she proved the joke was true. Now, the spotlight is still on her, but not in the way she hoped. The jam is invisible, the story is unraveling, and Meghan Markle, the brand, just got outperformed by a cartoon.